Really good day for UCLA today. It was great to have all of these NFL people out here. We had general managers, head coaches, scouts, position coaches, and well over 100 with all 32 teams represented. And I thought that our young men did an excellent job in their workouts. Had a lot of people come up and compliment me on the way our players represented at the combine and the interview sessions, and demonstrated high character and a high degree of knowledge of this sport and this game. And so it's fun for me to come out here and see a whole bunch of guys that we recruited get a chance to show their stuff in front of NFL evaluators. So it was a lot of fun today. Exciting.
So, for the guys that maybe aren't considered locks to get drafted or get drafted high, is this day even more important for them?
I think it is. I think some of those guys that are not as well known as guys like Miles or Kenny or Caleb or guys like that, gives them a chance to come out on a day where everybody's watching, all eyes are on them, and show what they can do athletically. I think in evaluating this group, I think there's up to 11 guys that potentially will get drafted. And in talking to the scouts and the general managers and the other head coaches that I talked to, I think it's confirmed that there's 11 guys that potentially will go in one of the rounds on drafting. Now, nothing's ever promised, but the potential is there.
Do the NFL reps think you have a little bit more credibility when it comes to evaluating NFL prospects, you think?
Well, I did it for 26 years, so, and I guess I did good enough to become a head coach, although that didn't always work out as well as I wanted, so I don't know. I think just because of my background, and I've been to hundreds of these, hundreds of pro days, and evaluated hundreds and hundreds of college athletes, I think I have a pretty decent feel for what it takes. I'll tell you what, for me though, being a college coach, watching young men you recruited get a chance to come out here in front of NFL players far surpasses the excitement of coming to a pro day as a pro evaluator. It's fun to watch these kids get a chance to realize their dream, and you just pull for them and gives you goosebumps. It really does. It's something special.
Do you talk to them beforehand of what to be thinking when they're out here and how to compose themselves?
We start that conversation with them the day they walk on campus. And everything we do here is geared towards making sure that they can play well on Saturdays so they have a chance to play well on Sundays. And that's from film study to analyzing their opponents to taking notes to how they address people and coaches and work ethic and mindset, and that just starts day one. So by the time they get to this point where they are in front of the NFL evaluators, they have a great feel for what it's going to take. We put them through 3 pro days on their own before they're even draft eligible, so they have a great feel for what to do.
What does it mean for this program to have some of these guys represented out there?
Well, I think it's a bonus. I think it'll help us in many, many ways. Certainly in recruiting. Anytime you can boast that there's a potential for 11 of your players to get drafted, it shows that when you tell a young man in high school that if you come to UCLA and you work like we expect you to work and you maximize your ability, you're going to have a chance to play at the next level. So that goes a long way. And then I think it just overall gives you credibility as a coaching staff and as a program.
Did you talk with Miles much today?
I did, yeah. I got a chance to talk to him this morning. I talked to him last night, and talked to a lot of coaches and GMs about him. And I don't think Miles is 100% yet. He had a little hitch, but I think over the next 2 weeks, I think it was good for him to come out and do this. He'll have another day on April 1st where he'll work out again and he'll run his 40, and hopefully he'll be more, closer to 100% and really be able to show everybody the tremendous athletic gifts that he has.
So he's still recovering from the injury from the season?
He just doesn't, I don't believe that he's at 100% yet. And boy, when he's at 100%, he's something special to watch, and he looked great today, but just not 100% yet. And he'll get there because he's a hard worker.
Is this the first time you've seen him on this field since he last practiced for you back in the fall?
Yeah, I think he got hurt right over there, and yeah, I remember it pretty vividly. So I have not seen him out here since then. So it's good to see him out here. He seems like he's doing well, and he looks good. Shoot, he had a 40-inch vertical jump, so I think he's pretty well recovered. It's just the change of direction stuff I think he's still getting used to. And you'll have a chance. Have you talked to him yet?
No,
yeah, he'll probably fill you in. I don't know if he'll say he's 80%, 90%, 100%, but I've watched him for a lot of years, and I know what he's capable of, and he's capable of greatness.
I think Jordan Payton projects after he ran that 4.05 something?
He ran a 4.47.
4.47,
His,
right.
his official time was a 4.47. I think he projects very well. I think that what I heard from a lot of the NFL people was that he was tremendous in his interviews, and his character really stood out. His work ethic and his consistency running routes and his ability to run routes. The guy who just blew it up out here today was Fuller, Devin Fuller, and everyone thinks we inflate their times, but the NFL scouts had him at 4.36, 4.37, and electronic we had him at 4.37, and that's electronic. So, and then he ran great routes, and his vertical was good, and he was, I think, a little over 6 feet, 196 pounds. He looked tremendous. So it's just great to see those guys come out here and be able to demonstrate their ability to these scouts.
A lot of the players had on speed kills, new speed. It seemed like there was an emphasis on speed. Is that true?
I don't have anything to do with that stuff. Yeah, that's stuff that someone else provides for them.
Okay.
Who else ran some good 40s today?
Aaron Wallace ran extremely well. He was a 4.44 electronic. I don't know what the scouts had him at. I heard right in the 4.5s. He was 6'3 and a quarter, 246, vertical 36 inches, and broad jump 10.10. Those are pretty impressive numbers. And I talked to a couple of linebacker coaches that had him projected, probably in the third day of the draft, which is good. I thought Alex Redmond looked good. He weighed in at about 308. Caleb was about 307. He's dropped about 4 pounds since the combine, but looked really good. Logan Sweet actually ran well. And, in talking to the scouts, I do a kind of a synopsis of each player before we come out here. I think he's a guy that could get into camp and maybe open some eyes. He's very consistent. He's a great kid.